Hello yogis, my name is Jamie. Welcome to my channel Jamie Kim Yoga. Today I'm going to teach you crow pose, Kakasana. Crow is one of the first arm balances we get to learn at the Vinyasa yoga class. It needs strong shoulders and a strong core. So let's get started. I'm going to have 2 blocks just in case to get some little support. If you have 1 or 2 blocks, please have them ready next to you. And then let's warm up the body real quickly. Come to forearm plank. I want to activate the core before we do anything. So slightly tuck the tailbone under, pull the belly in. Forearm can be parallel to each other, or you can interlace your fingers if that feels good to you. Really press the floor away, spread the shoulder blades wide. Gaze down. Both legs are active. The whole body is active. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the knees down. Now come to all fours, tabletop position. Make sure when you plant your hands on the floor, your fingers are really spreading wide and the index fingers are pointing forward. And rooting through all 4 corners of your palms, especially index finger knuckle. And then come to the tabletop position. You're going to squeeze the shoulder blades together. Keep your lower back neutral as you melt the chest down. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. And exhale, reverse the action. Press the floor away. Spread the shoulder blades wide. It's like dome your upper back really hard. Keep your core engaged. Again, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Melt the chest towards the earth. Exhale, press the floor away. Dome the upper back. And melt your chest, squeeze. And lift and spread. Just a couple more like that. One more. Good. Now come lie down on your back. Now for a rest, for a little more core work. And then find that tabletop position on your back. Shins parallel to the floor. And then reach your palms to the sky. As you hug your knees into the chest, separate the knee wide and then bring the big toes together. And as you round your lower back, bring the knees towards your armpit. So basically this is the same shape with the crow. You're just on your back. If you have a little more energy, lift your head and shoulders up, really round the spine, reach towards the sky, heel to the butt. You'll feel the real strong engagement on your lower belly. Keep working on it. Stay with me. For 3, 2, and 1. Release. Okay, now come to yogi squat, malasana. So yogi squat is the most common way to get into the crow pose. Bring the palms together. As you press the knees away from each other, you're going to squeeze your knee towards the center line. So there's this counter action going on. And then lift the chest. Take a moment to open up the hips. And make sure you're engaging your lower belly, also pelvic floor muscle. So, how do we get into the crow pose? Usually, when we are in that malasana position, you're going to plant your palms in front of you and hug your knees towards the armpit. So there's a squeezing action going on. As you look forward, shift forward. Lift your hips high. You maybe stay here. This is the crow with both feet down. Maybe one foot lift and the other foot lift and then come down. Even with this variation, you will be able to feel real strong core activation. Let's try again. Plant your palms flat, hug the knees towards the armpit, lift your hips. There is a little bit of a rounding going on your spine. So keep that in mind. Lift the hips, gaze forward, look forward, energy going forward. So maybe one foot up and the other foot up. Big toes together, heels to the butt. A lot of the times we are afraid of falling forward, like planting the face on the mat. In that case, we can use a block for the support for your forehead. So when you're in Malasana, reach your fingertips further forward. It seems really far, and then there, put your block. And as you lift yourself, you're going to put your forehead on the block. So let's try it out. Plant your hands. Lift your hips high, come high up on your tiptoes, and then just put your forehead on the block. There's your support. And one foot up, the other foot up, squeeze everything into the center line. Maybe you can lift your head up slightly and then come back down. So that's a great way to prevent falling. Also, you can get the shape without struggling too much. Oftentimes, people would put block a little too close because it seems too far from here. What happens in that case is the elbow should be directly over the wrist. That way we can lift our body self up. So here, if you put your block too close, your head is here, but your elbow is not quite over the wrist, then you won't be able to lift and balance. Another way of using the block is putting your block under your feet. Because it feels like if you're here, but it feels like if your feet are too far from the butt, you don't get any lift, you can use the block. So put the block and step on the block. Big toes together, knees wide. So you're already here with this much of height. And shift forward, look forward, and a little lift, and you're already high up there. Maybe squeeze a little more. Good. You can also use both blocks. Maybe you can still stay here, one foot up, the other foot up, and head off the block. And release. If putting your knee towards the armpit is challenging for you, there's more accessible variation. It's going to be more, you're not putting your knee on your armpit or upper arm. It's going to be more like inside of the knee on your upper arm. So think about like a frog shape as you shift forward. Hands can be wider in this case for more stability as you shift forward, and then you can lift. So this can be a good first step. If you have strong crow pose, you can actually move on to crane pose, which is Kakasana with the straight arms. So there are two ways of getting into crane Kakasana. One way is come to a crow and then slowly straighten your arms as you look forward lift your feet up. And another way is keep your arms straight for the whole time. So keep your arms straight, gaze forward, slowly lift, squeeze the fingertips, lift it higher, round your back, and then come back down. So that is going to be more advanced version. So if you feel like you have a strong crow in your practice, you can try it out. Also, another tip I want to give you is, even if we go to crow pose from Malasana with a wide feet position, for me personally, I found bring my feet together is easier because eventually we want to bring big toes together in crow pose. So, as you look forward, your feet are already close together, so you don't need to spend a lot of energy to bring them together. Versus, if you're here, I feel like there's more energy squeezing into the center line. So that was the tip I wanted to give you. If you feel like you need more core exercise, I want you to practice this one on your back. This is exactly same shape with the crow pose. Thank you so much for joining for this tutorial. Try it out and let me know how it goes. If you like the video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like the video, also comment, and let me know if you have any questions or requests. Also follow me on Instagram @Jamie'sYoga. Thank you so much.